Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Phil's Corner. I am Phil, your host for the day. Of course, I am, and it's once again lovely to see you guys for another State of the World Cup address. We have had the group stages come and go. It's been a wonderful 17 weeks with you guys so far. Today we have South Africa versus Canada to kick us off with round 32. But before we really dive into it, this is just a quick little video to tell you how we've gotten here, what we've gone through so far. That some of the teams that we have lost, some of the teams that we may have been surprised that we lost, some of the biggest surprises we've faced, and we're just gonna talk about like how it's gonna go from here. Just some key takeaways from the group stages. Um, all the host nations advanced. Mexico and USA top. Mexico on the team with 100% record. Canada second, could have been top, but it's fine. Runners up is not too bad. Then you're facing South Africa. It's not the worst thing in the world. Um, the scoring records have been shattered. Really, we've had the fastest hat trick in tournament history of Usman Dembele. Um, the second fastest hat trick in tournament history is also so scored was he actually broke Messi's record, which was just 32 minutes. Um, and Jonathan David also scored a hat trick in that group stages. There was some very good defensive performances. We saw Curaçao's Eloy Room tie the World Cup record of 15 saves in a single game. The record is actually 16, but Tim Howard went to extra time for that for the USA. I think that was against Belgium, USA Belgium in 2014. Yeah, I think 2014. But yeah, that game went to extra time. So the 90-minute record is 15 saves, and yeah, that is Room did fantastically well. Um, for Curacao as they held Ecuador off to a nil-nil draw. Of course, we had teams like Turkey go out. Also, sorry, one more note on goalkeeping. We've, I believe, Vozinha is most is the highest has the highest followers of any goalkeeper in on Instagram. He beat Neuer. That's crazy. That's how insane it's been for goalkeepers and just how well they've done as Cape Verde or historically against Spain. Some of the more disappointing thing I have to say, some of the African team we had 10 African teams in this competition. 9 of them went through. Tunisia is the only disappointment. They were awful. Even then, they still scored a couple of goals. Still, they were rubbish, really, and they deserve to go out. But big, just round of applause for Africa as a whole. Big ups, big dub for the nation, for the continent rather, and all the nations representing us. Um, I feel very proud as an African, just supporting them. I'm not actually. I don't think any of them will win. I'm rooting for Portugal because I'm not just. I'm a football fan and I want football to be balanced. But at the end of the day, Africa did very well in this competition. Good on them. But we did have some performances. Ghana were very defensive, not my type of football to watch. Senegal really just relied on smashing a weakened 10-man bottom feeder team. There was some close calls, of course, but you got to get through is to get through, even if you need the best third place finishes. Um, some disappointing performances, especially from European teams. Turkey were awful. Bosnia went through, but they were garbage. Czechia, I really hope to never see them again in this competition. They were just horrendous. Um, they let South Africa through, basically them and South Korea. Uh, Sad times for some of the third place teams. Scotland, who uh Clark, I think it was Steve Clark. Yeah, he resigned as soon as it became official that they were knocked out of the competition. Negative 3 goal difference. That loss to Brazil really killed them. Not getting anything out of the Morocco game also did not help them. Who else suffered in Iran were literally seconds away from advancing until Austria pulled the rabbit out of the hat and got a draw against Algeria. That it's tough. I know South Korea were hanging on a thread, but it was never likely that they're gonna advance. So again, they let it slip. They should have beaten South Africa, or at least drawn. But it is what it is. It was tough, I'm sure, for most of those third place teams. Uruguay had no chance; they were just garbage. But Uruguay is another disappointment from the competition. That before I forget to say, those are the two biggest teams not to make it into the next round: Uruguay and, of course, Turkey, both bowing out in very poor style. I'll say so far the best team of competition I think has got to be Argentina. Even if they're B team though, I know Jordan's not the best, but come on, they still performed really well. Messi come off the bench and scored again. Um, Best player so far of the competition, I think, has also been Lionel Messi. He's had a wonderful showing so far. The competition, one above all. Kylian Mbappe has been awesome. He has 4 goals and I think two, if not three, assists in the competition as well. He's been really good. Haaland has looked good. Whenever he has played, Jude Bellingham has been solid for England as well. Yan Diamande became the first player in his first 3 games in the World Cup to complete 10 dribbles and create 10 chances in his first 3 for the Ivory Coast. Japan are looking strong. They're looking like good dark horses. They're looking like contenders. Brazil put 7 past the team once. Yeah, I said the good about Curacao, but that's a little bit of the bad about them. We've had some really good matches. Again, Mexico are yet to concede a goal in the competition. That is impressive as anything. We're gonna have a fantastic round of fixtures. The Congolese are doing their wonderful dance celebration still. We have a chance to see that against England, and yeah, we're looking forward to some of these matches. Sorry, I'm looking forward to all of these matches. It's the World Cup, man. This has been escapism from the world of football and the harsh realities of life. It's been a wonderful time so far. Now we're just gonna have a nice quick look at the brackets for the next round of fixtures. I don't want to look at the bracket which I made when I was predicting how the tournament is gonna go. It did not go too well. I don't know if I can quickly just run through what I think is gonna happen, like some of the predictions. Obviously, it doesn't save like just when you click on them, but yeah, I think all I can say is for now it's looking good. There are some good matches which are going to be seen on both sides of the draw. Okay, so we've got this here little pencil that's gonna tell us how the games are gonna go, or how I think they're gonna go. Basically, it's gonna mark on the team which I think is gonna win, and then it's gonna move here. I'm gonna write them. We're gonna know who it is. First and okay, let's just start from the top. This section, Germany is gonna win this group in this match, and then France is gonna win that against Sweden. Not gonna think too much about these. Paraguay were not good this competition so far, and Germany is Germany. They had a poor game against Ecuador, but I think Ecuador really desperate, and Germany were relatively comfortable. They knew they didn't have to go too hard in that game, and they could have won it as well if Sane remembered how to score goals. Sweden were horrendous against the Dutch, and I don't think they're that good of a team, to be honest. They really struggled against Japan to score. They weren't bad, but they just did. I feel like they struggled. France, I think, are just the stronger of the two. I'm going to pick them apart. Canada's going to beat South Africa. I have no faith in SA at all. They're one of the weaker teams to have qualified, and I'm also biased against them. Um, that Morocco Netherlands. This is gonna be a tough game. This is the first like heavyweight game that I'm gonna predict so far. I think I'm gonna give it to Morocco. I have faith in them. They're the highest ranked African team. They're really good and they can cause the Dutch some problems. Portugal, Croatia, as slow and dull and boring as Portugal is, Croatia's just old, man, and I don't really think they. I think Portugal have too much for them. I also have them need them to win because they're they're kind of my team to win the competition. Spain beat Austria because Austria's not that good. USA will beat uh, Bosnia because as bad as South Africa were, I think Bosnia is actually worse. They're absolutely horrendous. Belgium, Senegal, this is going to be close. Belgium is not that good. They dunked on New Zealand, but then again, it was New Zealand. So I think Senegal were were struggled. They did poorly against France, but they did well in the first half, and they did score 2 goals against Norway. I think they can cause an upset. There's two African teams I'm picking to go through. At the other bracket, Brazil versus Japan. Now, this is an interesting game. Brazil Japan. I think you have to give it to Brazil. I think Japan can go through. Japan can go far though. I really do believe they can go far, but I will give it to Brazil. I'll give it to Brazil. Yeah, I think Brazil will win that. Cote d'Ivoire will beat Norway. Oh, yes, yes, they will. I think Cote d'Ivoire is the best African team left in this competition. I really do. I think Morocco has been great, but I think talent, for like player wise, talent for talent, I think Cote d'Ivoire is really up there. Just like with the amount of talent they have, they're an amazing team. Norway is also very talented in their golden generation era. I just think I think Cote d'Ivoire have just have too much collectively for them. They have too many good players, too many potentially great players to Norway's very good players. Mexico versus Ecuador. Mexico have not conceded a goal yet, and I think they're looking very good, very strong. I'm going to give it to the Mexicans in this group, and England can beat uh, DR Congo. I like Congo. I want an African team to go through, but let's not mess about there. Yeah. I mean, come on. This is where the fairy tale story ends for Cape Verde. Argentina just too good, too dominant. I see them breezing in in that one. Egypt, Australia. Egypt have to. Egypt has to beat Australia. If they fail to beat Australia, I have no words. Really, they can't be so bad that they fail to beat Australia. It's Australia. The soccer, I think they could be missing some key players as well. The Socceroos. It's not. We shouldn't think too much about that one. Switzerland versus Algeria. I think Algeria is better than Swiss. I really do. I think Algeria has shown that they can score against European competition. I think Switzerland are a decent team, but yeah, I think they are. I think Algeria is a far better team in the whole than the Swiss. Colombia, Ghana. I think Ghana is very defensive, very good. Yes, Colombia just showed me a bit more than what Ghana showed me overall. Because Colombia is also good defensively, but they're fast paced and can go forward and can attack. Their striking is a bit of an issue, but you know, I have faith in them. And those are my predictions for the round of 32. I'm gonna come back and see how many I got correct, of course. But as for now, that has been the state of the World Cup. These are the teams that have gone through. These are the teams that I think are going to go through and do well also. But that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be that for the video. Thank you once again. Thank you so very much for joining me. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, if you're still here in the end, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And yeah, like and share the video, of course, and do leave a comment. Thank you so very much for watching. Until next time, I have been Phil. Have a wonderful rest of your day. God bless you.